Hey folks, Liberty4343 here. Today doing kind of a combo video. One will be talking about this brand new knife that I received, the Lucas Burnley Vox collaboration, SETI, which I'll be speaking to in a little bit. And the other part of the video is more of a humorous part. Hopefully you'll find it humorous, I don't know, unless you're really guilty of these and don't want to own up to it. But one of my favorite threads was started on the USN about a week ago or so, and the thread was all about favorite YouTube knife review cliches. I myself have totally been guilty of some of these cliches, especially as a completely novice YouTuber and of course novice to the world of knives, you know, literally being only interested in them for a little more than about a year and a half or so. That's about it, into the higher end knife world. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about the knife, obviously just in jest until we get into the real deal, and just go through all the various cliches. Sorry if I skip any of the cliches you have that you listed up there, but here they are. So the first one is, this knife is literally a tank, and it locks up so securely it feels like a fixed blade. I usually don't trust liner locks, but this one is a frame lock, so I should be good to go. The only thing is, I wish it had more jimping. If it were made only from G10 or 154 cm, it shouldn't cost more than $100. And the only thing I wish it was, I wish it came in a nicer box. Thank goodness it's scary sharp. And it's a good piece of kit. Somebody wrote that. I don't know really what that means, so someone will have to explain that one to me. But it does have super early lockup. And this thing literally locks up like a bank vault. Weighing in at, so many ounces, it's a little too heavy for EDC. Closes or locks up with the signature thwack. Ooh, there it goes. One of them is using the word cool that was mentioned. I am so guilty of using the word cool. I think when I'm just overwhelmed, it's kind of my word to revert to. So I have to be conscientious or conscious of that and make sure that I don't use that too many times. One of my favorite is smooth as butter or glass. Smooth as butter or glass. And it's a very tactical knife, was one of the other ones that someone mentioned. No blade play whatsoever in any direction, and it has a substantial feel, the feel of quality. It's razor sharp right out of the box and feels overbuilt, and it is a one-off custom. I've given it plenty of whack tests. Of course, that is not the case. And there will be no unboxing. So guilty of doing the unboxing videos. Sharp as a laser beam, and this knife could easily cut this knife in half. That was another classic one. It's screaming sharp, fires like a rocket, and I've been beating the hell out of this thing, and it still amazes me. I've had it for all of 3 hours. Anyway, that's my little shout out to one of my favorite USN threads that was ever started. Let me get now into the real knife here, and I'm not going to call it a review. I don't know if I'm going to call it first impressions. I don't know what I'm going to call it. I'm just going to call it, hey, I'm showing a knife off that I got just recently, and it's really awesome, and I haven't even had time to put it in my pocket yet. This is my very first Lucas Burnley and Jesper Vox knife. It's my first knife from both of these gentlemen. It is really a very awesome knife. I'm not going to try to not use the word cool, but it's going to be really tough. First, a little bit of information on where the knife came from. On the USN, I was looking around. I happened to go to Lucas's webpage or site, thread, whatever you'd like to call it, on the USN, and upon looking there, I noticed that there was a link to a collaboration between Vox and Burnley. So I ended up going to the Burnley knife site, and it talks all about the SETI collaboration. And SETI, for the term itself, I'm sure you probably heard of it, but it's a search for extraterrestrial intelligence. That's the name of where they got the SETI from, and so they kind of made it a space age feel. And Burnley, you can read all about the collaboration, but he did say that it was a really tough build. They had to kind of push both of their skills, but he really likes doing the collaboration. And they're kind of doing a sort of sci-fi theme for their knives, and that's kind of how they came about with this title of the knife and everything about it. Some little specs: the overall knife is 8 inches, the blade's about 3 1/4, the thickness 5 3/4, steel, CPM 154, titanium scales, and pivot. the way the lottery worked was you sent in your an email, and there were 2 knives of each kind of color combination. So there were some that were more just like your regular raw titanium color. This color, which is more, it's probably not going to show up, but it's more of a bluish color. More of, I think there was like a bronze one as well. I'm not really sure all the specific colors, but there were 8 total knives, and I put my name in. Lo and behold, a couple of days later, boom, you got one of the knives, and I was overwhelmed. I instantly called up Lucas, told him, hey, I've never had one of your knives. Just want to make sure, that I'm indeed, getting the knife. He said, yep, you are. We talked for a little bit. Really cool person to speak with. There you go. I use the word cool. Let me show you some of the things right there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Burnley Vox. And there you go. CPM 154. And inside, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me get really close. There is SETI. This really is a fantastic knife. Sometimes when you spend a lot of money and you think to yourself, I hope I really like it. I hope it's everything it lives up to be, kind of reported to be. This thing really is. I'm a little overwhelmed because, like I said, it is my first knife from either of these makers. And I like the fact that it has kind of the spider hole, I guess is the best way to say it. Very nice pivot. But everything about the knife, it really is a fantastic execution. I love the fact that the jimping, it does have this awesome backspacer here, but everything really is thick, and it is, I know it's goofy, but it is very solid. I have not yet even put it in my pocket, but as some of you may know, if I'm not going to carry the knife, it's going to go bye-bye, so I'm excited to try this out. I got the knife where I teach, and so this is not something I'm going to be kind of carrying around at school, so I kind of waited till after school to kind of unbox it and check it out. It does feel like a champ in the hand. I mean, it really is quite amazing. I really like that belly right here, and it's just a beautiful knife. And it does have a really great heft to it. I love this pattern that was done on it, the kind of futuristic space pattern. I was trying to look up really quickly to see what Lucas, or Luke, I guess, I'm not really sure which one he prefers to go by, signs his email Lucas, but he said it was kind of a gear that a deep sea marine or mining company tech might use. That's what they were kind of after. So I was thinking of things like, Outland or Alien, or some of my favorite sci-fi movies that are around, Blade Runner, that kind of thing, although that's not really in space, just in the future, but still, you get the idea. Really a beautiful knife, and I'll show a couple of other things. It came in the Bill's custom case pouch, which is really nice, and it also came with an information card, which has some nice little information. I don't know who wrote it. It does say CPM 154. I think that's 154. It looks like a little bit of a mix-up there. Titanium frame, pivot rings. Cheers, and enjoy the knife. I like getting little notes like this, and on a side rant, whenever I've sent knives to people, or anything for that matter, even if it's a giveaway item, whatever, I always try to include a note. I'm always surprised how people don't include something like, hey, thanks for buying the knife, or I hope you enjoy it. I find that it adds a little bit of a personal touch. I know that some people are just really busy and it's not going to happen, and some people that's not their thing. For me, it just kind of is. It's just one of those things I like to do. I used to send people a little postcard with old cigar box labels in them. Now I have to get some more of those. They've gone the way of the dodo. I've used my last one, so sorry if you have bought things in the past and got those and haven't been getting them recently. I have to get some new ones. Anyway, the knife itself, absolutely beautiful folder. Sorry, let me show it a little bit more, and I'll stop my blabbing here in a little bit. I'm just really, really excited about this knife. It's kind of everything I thought it would be, and a whole heck of a lot more. It fits really nice in the hand. I'll kind of get that Justin Laffer grip there, because he always likes to show it how it grips in the hand. And it does fit in my hand quite well. I don't have huge hands, but I have hands that are a little bit bigger, and my hand fits perfectly, and your thumb just naturally goes right to it. It looks like it would be a really nice knife to do some chopping, prep work in the kitchen maybe. Beautiful knife. So in the future, you might see this knife again. after I get a chance to carry it and use it a little bit. But until then, thank you for putting up with my videos. Thank you for watching. Keep the shiny side up, and I hope to talk to a bunch of you, PM you, email you, or see you in person in the future. Cheers. Take care.